Welcome to the Velvet Podcast. In today's episode, we are discussing a topic which is very controversial and sensitive, but be sure to have it right on this podcast. Whilst the African fashion industry is booming and evolving, the whole act of copying has become very problematic. And today, we are diving into this whole canker. Trust me, after the conversation, you are going to pick a thing or two. If you're a fashion designer, if you're a brand, be sure to be inspired and educated. I am DR.CLEMENT Asemnyra, your host for the Velvet Podcast, and we are proudly sponsored by Limpa Fabrics for all fabrications for your couture design. Look no further. It's Limpa Fabrics. We go for a quick break. When we come back, I will introduce my esteemed guest for the conversation. Don't go anywhere. Dear designer, are you in search of a one-stop shop for all your couture fabrications? Whether you are crafting stunning wedding gowns or elegant dresses, Limpa Fabrics is your ultimate destination. Limpa Fabrics offer an exquisite selection of luxurious fabrics, from bejeweled embroidered laces to silk organzas, silk mikados, timeless pieces that will bring your designs to life. Visit us in East Legon on the Adringano Road. Contact us on 0256 949 413 or 0559 997 978. Visit us on Instagram at Limpa Fabrics and have a feel of our exquisite fabrics, which will dazzle your mind and bring your designs to reality. Walk into our shop and experience a true couture haven.
Hello Africa, I'm Tan Piyasit Wangpom, founder of Emotion Academy and creative director of Emotion Atelier. I am thrilled to announce that I will be bringing my expertise to Nigeria and Ghana, proudly hosted by Dream College of Creative Art.
With over 32 years of experience in fashion design, specializing in dressmaking, draping, sewing, and pattern making, I'm excited to share my atelier secrets with you. This September 2025, join me for a series of masterclasses on bridal dressmaking, pattern making, and draping.
Dear designer, this is priceless opportunity you can't afford to miss.
Instead of the costly journey to study abroad, thanks to DR.CLEMENT Asemnyra, you now have the chance to learn from me at an affordable rate, right in your home country. Choose your preferred class today, reach out to Dreams, and secure your spot before they fill up.
I'm looking forward to welcoming you in class and embarking on this creative journey together. I'm Tan Piyasit Wangpom, and I will be your instructor. See you soon.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break, introducing my esteemed guest for this podcast. In fact, selecting my guest was such a big deal for me. I'm surrounded by two individuals who are learned, and in fact, this conversation is going to be rich in everything. I have Sika, who happens to be a fashion consultant. Fashion is involving. If you're a brand and you are watching me and you really want to get certain things right, be sure to contact her. I'm leaving her details in the description box. Also beneath, contact this lady. She will blow your mind. Just wait and hear her speak. Also in the house is an amazing individual I grew up watching from the Viva Soul Project. I can never miss an episode. African by Nana. These two individuals are empowered and we are going to have such a rich conversation. So welcome, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes,
I'm excited to be here too.
This is the Velvet Podcast. So we have a tradition. We have to serve you with velvet.
I would love to serve the lady first.
Oh, Sika, let's go. Pick your velvet.
Cute. I like the chocolate one.
Pick your velvet.
Pretty.
Yes,
The
so
first time I've been served cake on set.
to a clear conversation
Just to
on Velvet
yes.
Podcast,
Yeah.
so we can take a bite so that we are ready to tell it as it is.
It's red.
That is red.
Oh my God. I love it.
So now we've had our velvets and we are free to talk.
Good.
The entire design process is quite intriguing.
Yeah.
From the whole concept of coming up with what you want, searching for inspiration, mapping ideas, sketches, and all that. It's quite intriguing. So I really appreciate designers who make that effort in wanting to be original, wanting to build some signature and DNA for the brand. We see some brands, immediately you see their work, you know this is it. You don't need a tag or a name to know that this is a Christy Brown's piece or this a Duaba Sewa or what have you. The signature speaks for itself. And these individuals have been able to build this over a period of time. But now we see in the industry, not just on the continent, but copying just go more global. People copy, look at Gupta's signature is all over the continent. Now we want to understand this clearly because on this podcast, it's not just saying it, we want to educate people as well. So Nana, when we say copying or being inspired, what's the difference? What do we mean?
We'll say for inspiration, it will be for an individual or a designer who's trying to interpret what is already there in their own lens, like literal translation. You see something that you like and you try and redo it, but this time around with your own understanding. Also with
copying.
With inspiration, you are allowed to also give reference to where you took the inspiration from. Unlike in copying where you take detail what is there and reproduce element for element, and it also reduces the work of the one you're copying from.
Great. And knowing that, you mentioned we have to let people know that we took inspiration from this. Is it always the case if you've been inspired by something? Because sometimes you can create a collection or a concept and people can easily tell this is being inspired by this. Is it mandatory to
I feel like it is so that people can live with your story. You know, it's like a storytelling. It's like the brand's DNA. We don't know you to be doing this. So for you to do this thing, obviously we know that you took inspiration from somewhere. So once you reverence it, it makes your work. It doesn't make your work look like, oh, he just did what is already there.
It has depth to it. Yes. That totally makes sense. Sika, let's look at the difference. Now we have the clear definition that you have to pick some elements, not you taking the entire thing, and you making sure wherever you are taking it from, you let us know. Whilst he made it clear that copying is, I look at it and this is it. What is the clear difference? Let's look at something that really differentiates both. And we can have a pure illustration just for our audience to really understand when we talk about inspiration and then copying. Yeah.
All right. So he rightly said what inspiration is and what copying is. I think in fashion, the difference between inspiration and copying is clearly originality and innovation. That's what differentiates both of them. So in terms of inspiration, you're taking something that's already existing, but then you are adding it to make it uniquely yours. That's where creativity comes in. So there's an original idea already there. You're taking it and translating it to something more creative. However, on copying, you have not done any sort of work. You have not innovated in any way. You have lifted something, reproduced it exactly without adding not even a little or any kind of inspiration or creativity to it. And that in its sense is pretty bad. Some designers take fabric, the same color, the inspiration you saw, the same color, same fabric, and the thing about copying is they pay attention to the original details and even replicate it. Some go as far as the accessories. You take an exact replication of someone's work, copy fabric, copy style, copy silhouette, copy color, and even copy accessories.
Then I'm sure they can even tell the client to wear the same footwear probably the original designer posted.
Let me say this all out. There was one of those instances where the designer was telling the client, you know, because I've copied this from this picture, the picture had the dress, or whoever was wearing the dress was standing by a car. So you to go and stand by the car and pose so that we can get the same feel.
You can just imagine. And I want us to put this out there. It's very important for us to equally look at this. I have seen a couple of brands that channel certain DNA, and immediately I see it. I know this is great. So I saw this video online in my feed somewhere, and I was really wondering, is this a Aduaba-Sewa piece? But I know Aduaba-Sewa signature. However, the tailoring is clean and it's perfect.
Yeah.
When I saw this piece, I knew there was something a bit off. Despite I see the signature.
The same.
Then I realized it was a brand in Ghana. I don't know whether it's Miss Becky Fashion or so. So let's just look at this piece.
Okay.
Once you look at the details, you realize this details is just the signature of Aduaba-Sewa.
Yeah.
Imagine someone who follows Aduaba-Sewa or purchase stuff from her, knowing that this is a signature, and seeing this with this brand. I think it didn't sit well with me, knowing that this is someone's signature.
Yeah.
So looking at innovation, like you are saying, I would think maybe you could take the whole fullness arrangement technique, a bit of it, and probably add certain things to it. Even with that, people will still see the signature in there.
Yeah.
But having to change something about it means you've innovated.
Yes,
and we
be
can say
creative about it,
this is like you've been inspired and not copied, but for you to create this thing. And even on the same page, I decided to do a bit of research.
Again.
Yes, and I saw, look at this look at the sculpture around the sleeve. This is like a stenciling feel, and it's so Christy Brown.
Yeah.
And immediately I saw it, so I'm like, no.
This is too much.
This is too much.
Yeah.
So indirectly, we have individuals who would want to just pick up on what other people have done and then do the same thing. But it's not helping in the industry.
No, not at all. We are
It's not
losing
helping in
out,
the industry.
On all the originality or the creativity. Yeah. And there's something I learned in design school. When you even see something and you like, or it speaks to you, you want to, there's 6 things you need to change about it. The color, the form, the line, the shape, you know, turn it around. But for you to do same color, same shade,
that's what it is.
You know, that's too bad.
That is way below the belt. And I'm glad we are having this conversation. On the continent, I have a lot of friends. And even I know this episode will be viewed by a lot of Nigerians. My Omo Niger fan. You know I hail you all the time. And I was at an event in Nigeria which had more than 700 designers in the room. And I made this clear to them. If you go to Nigeria, we have some brands that will copy literally and even post the original work on their page and ask their audience what do you think? Did I do better?
Wow.
And if I see that, I even get scared that we even copy and we want to hide it.
Yes.
Why will you even copy and then you have the whole, like, the nerves to ask your audience
who did better? No.
Which is not helping.
I think it's because there's no law enforcement around it.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
are right.
being effective. If it was effective, you know that once you do this, there's a legal suit against you. You wouldn't even dare attempt.
And funny enough, most people you see engaging in this are people you expect them to know better.
To know better,
or do better.
Yes.
Because we have even some top brands that do this all the time.
All the time.
Now let's look at this. You've been to a design school. You're running a brand. Some of these brands are really out there. What will be some of the reasons? What will influence? I'll pick some point from you and then back to Sika. What will inspire someone in wanting to knock someone's design off just like that?
Okay, so, you know, before we started this, we were having a discussion earlier.
Yeah.
And Scott kept saying, it's laziness. Some of the designers are just too lazy. You know, I feel like that is number one. But if you really want to go into reasons and details why some of them do what they do, it's just because they just don't know. People are becoming fashion designers because they feel like it's fast and it's paying.
It's a
so
lucrative business
so I
venture.
would, once I'm able to reproduce this boo-boo, we're going. You understand? It doesn't work like that. People need to study fashion, go through the fashion school, find Dreams College, please.
I know.
And let him take you through the whole system, so that once you're out, there won't even be the feel for you to copy. There won't be hunger for it.
Yeah.
You would even beat yourself to even do that, because we have all been wired with very intricate and like we all have something that is unique to ourselves. Why are you not projecting that? Why did God made us in his own image? Do you understand? So you should be able to push yourself so that when even a client says, I want you to copy this for me, you should be able to say, I'm not doing this, I'm sorry.
It totally makes sense. And Nana commented on this. I want to actually bring this to play. Choosing my guest was quite dicey because bringing a designer, I needed a designer who has stayed true to their craft or DNA. And Nana is a brand I know, like I mentioned. You see something on the page and realize a signature runs through. It's not because today something like this is happening, so he's moving to that. So truly telling a story like what he is saying, the foundation of training, that if you haven't been educated enough to understand how to connect with your innate ability to create, that will be a challenge. So I think that really makes sense. Sika, what do you also have to say? Reason why some designers copy with so much tenacity?
I think that based on consumer needs. So, the fast fashion movement is very lucrative and much more easy. So, this is how I see it. If I am a designer, I know that everybody's dying, for example, a Christy Brown piece, and I can copy the stencil design, bulk production. It doesn't really matter of it being meticulous as Christy Brown's and it's cheaper, and sell it at a cheaper price point. Probably I would get like all
More
the thousands
profits.
of people that
Coming to buy instead of going
to buy it from me. And then in that sense, for me I'm risk averse because I don't have to go through the process that her creative team will go through thinking about how to come about the styles. I'm just literally taking what has been done, replicated, probably use cheaper fabric, but so far as it's given a Christy Brown
feel.
We know the girl will spend.
Exactly.
So for me, I'm looking at my profit-making margin, being more risk tolerant, and then what the consumer wants is what I'm going with. Now, as Nana was saying, if you are a brand that was built having values, you have a clear-cut vision, you have a clear-cut mission, and you have a brand ethos, you won't just go with what consumer needs and standardize. Because whether it's fast fashion or you are a couture brand, you have an ideal customer in mind that you are designing for. And you're not just designing a dress because you're designing a dress for them to buy, but you're solving a need for that client. For example, Christy Brown designs for a confident woman. That's on like pyramid of needs, high up there, esteem needs.
Exactly.
So it's not just about you being confident, but how you feel when you wear that. So if the woman feels esteemed, she's buying it because she feels esteemed. There's no way the esteem she feels when a signature Christy Brown jacket, she'll come and buy it from a brand which is selling it for maybe 200 or 500 CDs. No, because she knows that it's not just about the product, but it's what the brand also makes me feel. People have stopped buying just because of products. People buy brands because of emotions and connections. So brands copying. If they claim they are brand, and brand is not just about having the logos and colors, who are you really creating for in mind? And what need are you solving? Your clothes should be solving a problem.
You are totally making sense. I always tell my students, as a fashion designer, if you haven't gotten to that stage to be able to influence your client, you are not a designer. Because these clients come with a lot of demands, but you should be able to put a spin around what they bring to you. They come up with different inspirational materials and all that. I know some clients who come to and they'll tell you, I want it exactly like this. But if you have standard, if you understand like the business ethics, you will let the client know that if you want the same design, but trust me, most of them in certain circles, they know if you bring the design to me and I know this is this brand's design, it's all right for you to tell the client, if you want the exact thing, kindly go to design B to make it for you.
Exactly.
But they don't do that. They look at the money and then they end up accepting it. And then it doesn't help.
Why I'm laughing is, even for the first time, if someone is coming to you and saying that, hey, this design, do the same thing, are you a fashion designer or you're a seamstress? A seamstresses we go to.
Thank you. Yes, so they'll be parading as fashion
Do it for
designers.
me.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
But if you're a designer, that means you're coming to me to seek my design. So first, I'm going to ask you, are you at the wrong office? Maybe you've found the wrong direction.
It makes sense.
You should be able to communicate the fact that, look, we can. That is now where inspiration comes in. It is something you feel like you can wear. It's something that you feel can work with you. Because I have clients that will do. Oh, I don't want it to be too tight. I like the bottom to flow, so I'll be able to walk.
Yeah.
Now bring your DNA into whatever inspiration they are bringing.
Yeah.
Don't copy the dress for them.
Exactly.
You know.
As Nana, as Dr. Clement rightly said, if the person wants like for like, the best thing you can do, if you have the whole industry in mind, is just refer them. You know what? Not a big deal. In fact, you can even place the call right there. If you have that relationship.
Exactly.
With that designer, say, you know what? Someone came, they showed me one of your pieces. I'm referring them over. I think you helped bring that vision to life for them. Simply put, I think that you need to choose between if it's all about the money or reputation.
Yeah, but I think here it's about the money. We should put reputation aside. A lot of them. What is reputation when I need the money? That's like the business of the day. But if you know you are building a brand that would last longer, you think about this and you are not always about the moment. Because if you are always about the moment, you even lose yourself.
You lose
at
yourself,
point.
exactly. Because I have people even saying, oh, you've been in the system for a very long time.
Why not doing what other people are doing? But you're staying true to yourself.
Yeah. Because
You're
it's something
staying
that
true
is
to
everywhere.
yourself.
It will be very easy to learn and then just reproduce. But that's not the best. You understand?
Because you're not, you are not also wanting to have a fast fashion brand. You shouldn't forget.
And because you have also trained even the people that come to you to understand that this is you, this is who you are, and this is what you stand for. They won't even dare bring you something to copy for them.
Thank you.
They won't even start conversations like that. They will say, oh, this is my fabric, do something for me.
Which comes back to what I'm saying as the values of the brand. Your value system determines how you operate. And one thing, you know, Accra is really small. If you do it to one or two people, where will even go around that? As for this designer, if you go to
it's a shame to you.
Exactly.
Or no,
They won't do it.
Replicate it. They would evangelize for you on their own. So I think that brands should stop overthinking about the money. Let's help build the industry. Be you and let somebody be the other. Do not copy. You can take inspiration, but please do not copy.
Because then we're also losing out on all the authenticity.
Exactly.
It's watering it down because now there's no creativity, there's
nothing
new. And then they come up with this phrase that, oh, there's nothing new under the sun. Please.
No, but there is innovation. There is creativity.
Yes.
You can research on things. Now we are blessed to have so many things around us. You can go on Pinterest.
The designers are not
and
learning.
There are so many elements.
There
are so many things.
The laziness. High five in the air.
I mean, we need a quick way.
It's hard work. A lot of hard work.
I know.
Throughout the night. Sometimes I tell myself, they're like, oh, 1 a.m. you're still. I'm like, no, I'm not sewing. Even if you see me online, it doesn't mean I'm sewing. I'm learning. I'm looking for something new. I'm trying some other techniques, you know.
Imagine if you go to a design school and you're even building a collection, looking for inspiration. I mean, telling us, giving a design statement, identifying the elements, trying to fuse the elements in silhouette. Like it's a process. And like you said, a lot don't want to go through this. Now let's look at this. What are the sources? So let's say I'm watching this and I feel like, okay, I'm in the category of knocking people's design always are because I'm not creative enough. But I want to get creative. I want to stop this. How can designers be so intentional about becoming creative? What will be their sources of inspiration if they want to be creative and then innovate, spin around concepts so that they can also be known that, oh, this brand is known for doing this or doing that. What are some of the means?
So this week I had a fashion designer come to me. A friend introduced her. She wants to start her own line. And so she brought me some of her pieces. And I'm looking at them and like, okay, so if I see your pieces, what am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to see? What's the concept behind it? And then now she's saying, oh, the concept is because it's inspired by my mother and all of that.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, okay, now let's see the elements that your mother likes, things that you think will be very appropriate for us to see in your designs, because there'll be a lot of people that will fall for this story only because they are also attached to their mothers.
Yeah.
So when your brand or your collection comes out, a lot of people will buy it because they know that there's a feeling, there's a connection to motherhood, there's a connection to parenting that embodies what you have brought out.
So we can say it's like emotions.
Emotions,
You
yes.
can have emotions connected
yes. And
to.
I even like the fact that, when we were defining inspiration, there was a part where, because the inspiration is coming from a work that already exists, you would have to like mention or make reference to whoever you're taking the design from. Let's say that the design is your inspiration is not even coming from a design that is available already, and your inspiration is coming from nature, or it's coming from water, it's coming from the sky, or when we're in school, we're doing themes and concepts, and then I remember they said, oh, let's do a concept around the moonlight in Jamestown. So this is big. Find out what moonlight is, how you can project. Moonlight means it's getting dark. So if you want to go into disco looks, if you want to go into night, something that really works with you.
So Nana, I think this point makes sense, but I would also add up that this is more of an innate ability, because some people, just like Shakespeare said, some people naturally are born with a gift. We have people who are naturally creative and certain things can spec that up for them to create. So let's say if you are not born with that gift of creativity, to think of mood, emotions, situations like he is saying, what are the other means you can also get in, like, you can be inspired. If we are not looking at that.
When he was talking about it, I totally concur, because the creativity is a natural gift. You can't you can't try to learn it, but as he said, it has to be innate. Two things. I know some people go to fashion school because they are just crazy about clothes and fabric and textiles and blah, blah, blah. If you believe that yours is more of the construction and you are not creative, build a creative team. That's one way to look at it. And their job is to do the brainstorming.
For you.
They can do that all year round, and you can have your next range of designs for the next 10 years documented. Even if you should die,
It will still
This totally makes sense. It means you can hire a creative person.
Exactly.
So if you even have a collection coming up, you can consult with them you give them what you want and they can build.
Exactly. I would mention a bit about one project that I worked with one of the clients. I can't say too much because it's still
Exactly.
but I mean, fashion is not just about clothes as well. Accessories, bags, shoes. So all she knew was that she's a big person who was really like a bag fan, and she had some bag brands that she really likes. So she told us about it, and then she's like, she wants to start a bag line. So all the person knows is, I love bags. I want to start a bag line. She's not even telling you what type of bags per se. But the good thing was, we went through the process, built vision, mission for the brand, values, what the brand story is going to be like, got a fair idea of what the target audience is. Now, this person is Ghanaian, but in the diaspora.
Okay.
She wants fabrication to be done here, but then it will be sold to the diasporan market there. So it was more like, let's create a bag. Now, I believe in teamwork. Nobody has it all. So together with another designer in Nigeria, we worked together on creating the mood board based on things she gave. And we said, okay, what category of bags? Because bags is even ambiguous. Is it clutch? Is it tote bag? Is it what? So she was just like back, and we were like, okay, we'll classify them 3 categories. So we did totes, midi bags, and clutches. And then now what will be the design? We had so many ideas, put together all of them in the mood board, because she said the story should tell something Ghanaian.
Okay.
We're thinking, should we use mixed material, mixed forms, blah, blah, blah. I mean, back and forth, we came together with the design. Some were pulled for things like Adinkra symbols. And when I say Adinkra symbols, sometimes even the shape of the Adinkra symbol
can be
informed. And even one of them that we did it was the shape of the Adinkra symbol, but cut into half, and how
that would
you
be
see it from a
beautiful.
perspective.
Yeah.
And sometimes, honestly, the thing about ideas is it's very random. You're just brainstorming, so many things come, and then you narrow,
But I
narrow
think
it
I
down.
think this what she's saying sounds very great because you were with a team. So it means we have to advocate brands also having
Building
teams.
You see,
I'm sure she's going to be excited.
But the thing is, this is it. When the client reached out, they reached out to me, who is single-handedly consulted. But I know that the power of more than one mind brings
Can make
more.
this happen.
I didn't think only about the money. That was why I was willing to call another person I'd worked on a project with, and I'm like, you know what, let me rope you in from the beginning. Let's brainstorm around this, because I mean, she did most of the sketches, the technical sketches and all of that. But I didn't leave it for only her to do. So we did it together, put a mood board together. And then even when you are creating, what is inspiring color?
Yeah.
So we finished doing the bags before we were now thinking what color should we go with. Then we decided, oh, if it's tote bags, is the corporate woman going to take it to work? These are the colors that complement work tones.
This
The
totally makes
this
sense.
way. The MIDI, it was one of those things I was in the night, I was just thinking, what can we use to tell the story? And then I thought about the color palette. And it was fall tones in the West, but how can you map that out to Ghana? And I thought about rural Ghana landscape. If you think about
There's a whole design,
design process.
there's a whole
yes,
design
yeah.
process.
rural Ghana landscape actually has the same fall tones that you see during autumn, winter.
Yeah.
And it was how to tell the story about that. Then the clutches. I thought about where people wear to clutches is the summer. That's when all the picnics, the garden weddings, and then you are going to the beach. So by so doing, you're already even indirectly thinking about how the campaigns and the market. At this point, we haven't done sample of the bags yet.
Oh my
You can
God.
even envision,
You had all this thing running because the clients could trust you.
Exactly.
And you were able to also bring a creative team
Team
together.
together.
So now back to you, Nana. Having known this, can we also, because I remember one of my supervisor in the University of Malaysia, Fauzia, I'm sure he would definitely be watching this, mentioned you can equally watch movies to be a creative person.
Inspired.
Imagine watching Titanic.
Yes.
There is so much
So much,
inspiration.
yes.
There are new movies,
Exactly.
vintage movies.
I like that.
You'll be seeing certain things. Even some movies, cars. You can
Cars,
see
yes.
cars.
Yeah.
Some kind of
Inspired
cars
even by the
could give
architecture.
you
Yes.
even music.
Even music, yes.
If you want to create a romantic collection, and
yes.
there are some playlists.
Yeah.
Once you even listen to it,
yeah.
it gives you
you-
concept
you-
of
everywhere you can be
fluidity.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Everything.
So once
please.
you are not being creative, it's just you not allowing that creative juices
Juice
to
to
flow
flow through,
in you
yeah.
because you are blocked and you just feel like I just would want to knock people's designs out,
that's
which
not
is
healthy.
totally wrong.
And
Now
I
on the
want-
continent,
Let me
okay,
check
sure.
in something. So I like the fact that, when you ask the question at the beginning, I would say, oh, there's Pinterest, there's what? But we shared it this way so that if you are even there, you don't even have access to digital materials and data. We are telling you that you can still brew creativity regardless of you having digital media, because even the digital media sometimes, more often than not, you take the inspiration and even go and copy it.
Yes.
You don't end up innovating.
And Sika, what
anyway.
you're saying is very important. Even if you put the media aside, imagine you even live in a village.
Exactly.
You can go by the riverside. There is so much around
There's
there.
vacation around
And then
there.
so much around there that can inspire you. Imagine going to the Mokola. The way our women, our mothers tie cloth around their waist.
Do
It
you
can
know
be
one thing that
gowns
inspired
with
my
drapes.
collection in Mokola? The rolling circle.
Look at
Oh, wow.
Look
that
at it.
act alone was a whole collection for me.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's all about creativity.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at this. A lot of brands, even top brands, right?
Yeah.
They get people copying their designs and they can't do much. We are looking at the whole legal side because some people will comment, if I see you copy something I have created, I'll sue you. We are looking at
I've heard
patent
that
law
before,
here,
yeah.
originality,
Yeah.
design ownership.
Yes.
It's quite a struggle knowing, let's say you're creating a collection and you have like 16 pieces on the line, which has a signature in there. So it means you would have to register each design.
Yes.
Designers going through this whole process of trying to register designs, do this around it, based on ownership and originality has become a struggle.
Yeah.
And you know, we also have a very sensitive conversation when it comes to copyright originality.
Yes, originality, yeah.
Because if you're even taking somebody to court about originality, there is so much dots and questions. Legal-wise, what do we do? Because there is nothing much you can do on the continent.
And the copyright, the laws are there. I know not everyone can afford it, but I think, let me just cross-check here. There are some considerations we have to look at.
Okay.
I think after the African Continental Free Trade Agreement can potentially affect the protection of traditional designs, particularly where there's limited IP protection. There's that being enforced. So another thing is we need to be abreast with what's happening, like what are the conversations going around. So for example, let's say a Ghanaian designer could potentially protect their kente cloth design, right? Using copyright for the specific patterns and colors.
Yeah.
Industrial design for the overall visual appearance of the garments.
Okay.
And potentially a patent if they have a new and inventive way of weaving or finishing the cloth. So you may not have maybe enough money to put aside to do each part of the legal process, but I think that you can decide what is important to you. If you think you have found maybe a unique technique of how you're weaving your kente, which is distinguished from the others, I think you should protect it. And then people need to understand, we cannot discuss all that now, but there's a difference between IP laws, copyright, patents, like read and try to get understanding. Or that's why we have friends in the world. You have lawyers and legal
people.
Let them break it down for you so you know what is what. But if you know that you are a brand that foresees the foreseeable future whereby this is going to be a hindrance, the earlier you put in the measures now, the better. It might look like it's a big cost, but this is the world we live in. You can have the creativity, but in this day and age, the people with the money are the ones who are in the power play. You can create a design. If you don't have the means to put it out there, make enough noise about it that it is yours.
Because I think that's what is happening.
Will take yours, and you'll be there in pain,
Oh,
and
you
they'll
will.
be playing it out and taking the accolades that it's for them.
It makes sense.
All because you don't have the means to.
It makes sense. I mean, reason why people are using social media a lot, but still on what you said, I personally believe also the government law or certain regulations can help. Typically in Ghana now, you know, we have the creative ministry. So imagine this sector is now breaking certain, when it comes to art is broad. We have music, we have movies, fashion. I think now the new government is trying to do something to make these things clear. So imagine we have a board and the fashion in Ghana, because protecting it, you can't go continental. You have to protect it like in your boundaries first before you can move out. So there is a council that regulates, have brands who genuinely know they've created certain signatures to do certain registration that is known by the council. So if somebody in the country, like a trademark, if somebody in the country copies it, it's easy for me to take up the person because the person is on the land. As compared to somebody in maybe South Africa doing that, that would be a bit hard. So I mean, we are looking forward to see how these regulations comes to play in relations to the government also helping it. But for now, what designers can do, or what I also tell people is, when you're able to capture certain creation, make sure you make it so loud that everybody can know that this is yours. And once other people are jumping on it, you have people talk about it. I don't know certain brands personally, but I see their work.
I am a typical example. When I started my Lusaka brand, you know.
Oh, that Lusaka. Sika, you need to get one of that jacket. Oh my God. It's so chic.
Oh my God.
That is so chic. You should see the jacket.
It was like my ready to wear, because I started off as a couture designer or let's
Yeah.
say bespoke designer. And then after 9 years, we thought, oh, why not start a ready-to-wear
Right.
line? And then we came out with Lusaka. Once it hit the market, we made the noise so much so that
Yeah, it was all
people,
over.
People can screenshot and say, look, somebody has done just your design.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people were fighting for me.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
All
they
the
know
time.
you
I
did
had
that.
clients from that had international presence and kept doing, look, and some of them even took it upon themselves to fight, you know,
Exactly.
yeah. So you can do that
I think
as well.
Bloom by Edgy is also one of those brands that have
She had,
people
yeah.
fighting her fight.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
love
see
her
that on
look.
TikTok.
Yeah,
On
Like,
TikTok.
it was
yes.
bad.
Also, yeah.
The people fighting for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's massive. It's
Everybody
like
see-
we have
yeah.
fashion police.
And they'll go
for
and write
Bloom
under
by
their
Edgy.
comments. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Yes,
totally
because she
makes
puts out
sense.
her work
I work,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, and now let's look at this, which is also very
Oh, quick
important.
one before we go. There's actually the intellectual property framework that is governed by
Yeah.
Ghana.
Yes,
so
there is.
if you look
There's
at
Copyright
Act,
Act,
yes,
criminal.
2005, Act 690, and then Industrial Designs Act 2003, Act 660. So
Yeah.
please, you can also read and check on that, and then also apply.
So obviously we have things to protect us. It's
Yeah.
just the enforcement, I
Enforcement,
guess.
yeah.
Now let's look at credit and inspiration, which is also, this is something also like, it's all over. That if I pay for a piece from a brand, do I owe them a tag or not? We have a lot of people who wear top brands, Yves Saint Laurent, Pierre
Yeah.
Cardin, and all that, and they'll tag. They want everybody to know that
That's-
I'm
yeah.
wearing a Dior, jacket,
yeah.
or footwear,
this is from
right?
Chanel.
Good, but they pay so much
Yeah.
to these brands to buy it. The creative directors don't even know you exist. You just bought from them because I mean there is a sense of belongingness.
I like this.
You want people to know that, oh my God, I'm holding a Chanel
Chanel
bag.
yeah.
It's such
Yeah.
a big deal, sense of belongingness.
Yeah.
Now let's go. These same individuals purchase from local brands who are not like global but are doing so well and are on the trajectory in becoming this top brands. And when they buy from these local brands, they find it's, why should I tag you? If you
very bad.
insist I should tag you, it means I have to get the product or the garment for free before I tag you. What do you think? Yes, I have paid for the garment. I decide to tag you or not. But knowing that you post other top brands and you tag them
That
when
you
they don't even know you.
Thank you.
I mean, what does it take? Just tagging or
Yeah.
making the world know that
Exactly.
I made a piece for
Plus, you're
you.
Ghanaian. You are African, for that matter.
Nana, what was your thought on that?
I think that there's nothing wrong tagging people who have done things for you and you've paid for. You should appreciate the craft. You should appreciate their talent and effort they've put in creating things for you. If you'll be able, I've been there before. I got a wristwatch from Invicta from a friend in America. Nobody, me, I put the post up and I'm like, outfit African by Nana, this is this, but my watch is from Invicta. Does Invicta know me?
No.
Does Invicta, what percentage am I even getting from the tag I did?
Yeah.
But why is it that when it becomes an African thing or a Ghanaian thing, it is hard for the people that are patronizing to do well because
Because
I
I
paid
feel like
for
I've
it.
paid for
It doesn't
it. So
matter.
if I've paid for it, I don't owe you a tag.
It doesn't matter. You owe the person a tag. It's compulsory. If you will mention Cartier, if you will mention that you are holding whatever bag it
Yeah.
is, you should be able to
So I
mention
think-
that my earrings are from here.
It totally makes sense. I mean, being in the industry, I would say business-wise, I mean, the individual don't owe you a dime to tag you because they've paid for it.
Yeah.
It's their decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel it's just genuineness.
Exactly.
Just having the feeling of, let me support this
Support this,
girl,
yeah.
let me support this
Yeah.
boy. So it's cool,
It's cool.
to wanting to like do that genuinely.
Yeah.
However, yes, nobody
Oh,
is
you don't
putting a
have
knife
loyal-
to your
yeah.
throat to do that. But
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Or sense of
Yeah.
you, but to just get that done.
All the designers they are posting, didn't they pay for them too?
They paid for it.
Exactly. It doesn't change anything.
It's been a lot, but we know every industry, professional ethics are very important as a means of guiding us.
Yeah.
It gives you some sense of direction, which is played in by your morals.
Yeah.
With what we do, are we knowledgeable enough around that ethics of practice?
I don't think so. It's obvious. I think it's just in Ghanaian fashion that we have this problem.
Yes.
One, a body to even regulate stuff for us, even funding, even trade, fashion shows, runway events, exhibitions. It's hard. Yeah. So for us to even have ethics, unless you were brought up from a home that understands that you be nice. It's nice to be nice.
Exactly.
Until then, everybody is just knocking off people to make it. Or if you are the one that has the money, then you pick it and blow it up and it becomes yours. Yeah. I think we need to, I don't even think this is, I believe we have to now start operating on forms and legal stuff, on structures that govern Ghanaian fashion, because it's painful. There is that for music, there is for creative arts, for film, advertising, photography, videography, yeah.
Well, I am sure we are going to see things like this soon, but I also feel our nature, our personality is also part. You know, naturally, Ghanaians are like, even I have been in the scene observing things for long. I really remember years back, there has been incredible sessions organized by Glit Africa. Claudia Asemnyra that are so powerful during Glit Fashion Week. And you will literally beg people.
They won't
even in the design school, students, unless you pin it as you are grading them upon attendance. So there are opportunities that some of us have to show up and learn. We are not willing to learn on the job, because if you're not willing to be open-minded to accept things, you would always be like left behind. So we also have to be empowered enough, knowledgeable enough, so that we know what's on the table for us.
You should crave for it. People don't have that thing.
Not all of us. Not all of us. And that is one thing I really love about the Nigeria industry. They are like, they thrive, like they want it.
They want it.
You see someone doing something little and they add so much energy to it, so much, they are curious.
But I think it's also because it's a competitive landscape. If you do not bring your best game, you will not be relevant.
You will lose out.
As soon as you fall out, I mean, everybody, like the craftsmanship is already highly competitive. So if you think it's all about just craftsmanship you are bringing to the table, but you don't have ethical values,
you'll be out.
You'll be out in no time. It's quite a competitive landscape. But you know, Ghanaians, one champion reigns forever is always there.
I know.
We don't care.
We don't care.
And
the fact that, and also the fact that if there is Clement Asemnyra, there is just Clement Asemnyra, and Clement Asemnyra feels it's just Clement Asemnyra.
I am the prof.
You know, that's the issue. So if you are doing something, you need Clement Asemnyra. Clement Asemnyra doesn't show up. You don't have an event, or you don't have this. It's really a problem.
Bad.
You know,
very bad. We need to support each other.
But we should also allow budding people coming up to be given the opportunity, because I think that is sometimes the stumbling block. Somebody is amazing, has been mentored and guided. We don't give them the chance for them to shine. It's as if I don't want to share my glory. When did you come into the game? That you come to take the spotlight.
I can't stand that thing.
It
shouldn't be so.
It shouldn't be so. Because at the end of the day, the OGs will.
The one thing I always keep saying is that God has given us the talent.
But what you're saying, you are very right. It's good. We mentor a lot of people. Just like Nana. Nana has mentored a lot of people. I even remember your friend Shelly-Ann. During my undergrads, I was like, I want to meet Nana. It was true, Shelly-Ann, a mate of mine. You get it, but now you can also give people platform, and we have individuals that you give them platform, and they want to let the world know they are better than you. Reason why we also have some creatives who try to keep their doors closed. They get into your space, or you empower them a little bit, and they want the world to know that we have people like that.
Don't do that.
So I feel
if you're part of those people doing that, stop.
They are there and they are watching.
Because the thing is that in my environment, I have the opportunity to work with 7 different fashion designers. I worked with Kofi and Sam, Makeba Create, AJ Kwafu, Royal Dennis Designs. I went to the President's Creative Special Initiative on Create. I did something with British Council as well. I got opportunities.
Look at this. These were platforms.
You know, it was a beautiful platform. It didn't make me Kofi and Sam one day. I can't wake up one day and say, like, see, may his soul rest in peace. Kofi and Sam is dead and late. But every time I tell my story, I will mention this man's
Yes,
name.
because
Exactly.
You
credit
know,
must be given
yes.
to.
But these young ones that are coming up, they just feel
It's
like
youthful
I
exuberance.
just got up and I became
Oh,
a star.
sorry, I'm not-
I
oh,
want to say,
popo.
thank you.
Onyawo kaba
Oh,
pampe. Osi onu me.
Kaba's too much.
No, the number.
I tell my records a lot that Onyawo bow tie.
Messi,
Bow tie, yeah. You think that you
kaba pampe. Or drink so your boss or your madam. No,
and you want to fly,
No, the
you want to know.
It's totally
allow
wrong.
yourself.
So
Even
that-
up till today, I go and serve people.
Imagine.
Yes.
Is I think we need a mindset shift. It's all in the mind. I think that if you get to that point where you know that I am on this journey of always learning and I have never arrived, and that excellence is a building block every step of the way. And you are also thinking beyond Ghana, because when you become your champion in Ghana, think about the next place. Are you competing with your neighbors? Yes. Then you say West Africa. After West Africa, maybe your next aim should be Africa. Then we are moving and we are moving.
Exactly.
No finishing point.
It's true. It's
But
true.
if you want to be local champion
And keep raining,
raining
yeah.
here, and don't think about, let me conquer Ghana.
Nah, and then
These people that they are shouting, okay, you conquer Ghana, maybe BBC has featured you, CNN, blah, blah, blah. If now the West maybe like a Nordstrom of one of that international store says, okay, now this your piece is the limited edition, do 100 pieces, and you have this attitude. Which factory will collaborate
Yeah,
with
You
you
can
to
just
provide it?
imagine.
You can't even pull in designers to help you.
can.
Yeah, you need
can.
to. You
So
need
that's
to be able
generally
to share.
it. It's been such an insightful
Yeah.
one, and it's been the Velvet podcast. And I mean, taking the Velvet made everything clear for us to have this deep conversation. I'm
can still
very
feel the
thankful
velvet.
to my guests for, bringing so much light and energy to the show. It was clear that addressing the copy culture in the fashion industry was very important because we want to have the industry grow. Sustainability is very important. We don't want to be known today and then we fade tomorrow.
No
we want
grudges.
to be
Yeah,
we want to be around for a very long period of time, and we having to respect other people's creative direction is very, very important. My name remains Dr. Clement Asemnyra, and this is the Velvet Podcast. I'll catch you live on the next episode. Be good.